Let's start with a really powerful idea about potential. See, we often think our growth is all about our own abilities. But what if the real problem isn't you at all? What if it's the environment you're planted in? We're going to explore the secret to finally breaking free. This quote right here just gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? The potential of that oak tree was always there, infinite, powerful. But the limitation wasn't in its DNA. It was in the container. The problem isn't the seed, it's the pot.
Okay, so this whole idea leads us straight to this concept called the environmental trap. And it's this invisible container that just might be stunting your growth, maybe without you even realizing it.
Think about it. Your environment, whether it's your job, your social circle, even the town you live in, it can act just like that 2-foot pot. It sets this kind of artificial ceiling on what you can achieve, and it slowly convinces you that, well, this is all you're capable of. And this, right here, is the huge mental shift you have to make. If you feel stuck or frustrated, the very first question shouldn't be, what's wrong with me? It should be, wait a minute, is my environment holding me back?
So what happens when you decide you've had enough of that 2-foot pot? What happens when you actually try to break out? Well, that's when you start to face some serious resistance.
You see, this creates a conflict. When you start really pursuing growth, it can make the people around you feel uncomfortable. Your ambition basically shines a spotlight on their complacency, and a lot of people don't like that.
That judgment, it's like a rite of passage. Honestly, being called weird or obsessed or a little eccentric, that's often a sign that you're leaving the herd behind to carve out your own path. It's the price of being exceptional.
And look, this is the tough reality of that journey. It can be incredibly lonely. You just have to accept that your why, your reason for doing all this, it doesn't need anyone else's approval. You're doing it for you, and sometimes that means you're going it alone.
So, if you're feeling misunderstood, maybe a little isolated, how in the world do you build up the toughness to just keep going? How do you handle all those inevitable setbacks?
You know, what it really boils down to is a relentless commitment. It's this deep down decision that you're just not going to turn back until you get what you came for. And that mindset, it means you have to face rejection not as a stop sign, but as just part of the whole process.
We have to totally reframe what rejection even means. Every single no isn't a failure. It's proof you had the guts to try. It's just data. It's redirection. It's the universe pointing you toward a different and, you know what, often a much better path. And the numbers, they totally back this up. I mean, take sales, for example. It's pretty clear. Only about 10% of conversations actually lead to a real opportunity. Think about that. That means 90% of the time, the answer is no. So here's a brilliant way to think about it. Imagine a giant gumball machine, and it's almost entirely filled with red gumballs. Those are the no's. Your job isn't to convince the red gumballs to magically turn blue. No way. Your job is just to keep cranking that handle, sorting through all the no's until you find that one rare blue gumball that's already in there, just waiting for you. Okay, so you've broken out of the pot, you've embraced being called weird, and you've learned to sort for those opportunities. So, what's the final answer to all the doubters you had to leave behind? You don't need some clever comeback. You don't need to argue or defend your choices. There is a much, much quieter and far more powerful response. That's it. You just let your results do all the talking. Instead of wasting 1 ounce of energy on critics, you channel it all into building something so real, so undeniable, that your success becomes the final word. It's the proof that says everything that needs to be said.
And this brings us right back to where we started. Your potential is that of a mighty oak tree. Don't let a 2-foot pot stifle you. The only real question left is, will you have the courage to break it?